Hello and welcome. This is Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. We are broadcasting live from Abuja. I am Chinenye Mwe. Remember, you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at www.nta.ng/live and on all our social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, winner of the Anambra State governorship election, having polled a total number of 422,664 votes. The announcement follows the collation of results from the 21 local government areas of the state, marking the conclusion of the election that drew significant attention from across Nigeria.
Consequently, I'm going to now proceed to make the final declaration. I, Professor Edoba Bright Omorige, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Vice Chancellor, University of Benin, hereby certify that I am the returning officer for the 2025 Anambra State governorship election held on the 8th day of November 2025. I also certify that the election was contested and that the winner emerged. The candidate with the highest number of votes cast and percentage have all been computed. I therefore declare that Soludo Charles Chukwuma of the APGA, I will satisfy the requirement of the law and score the highest number of votes in this election, is hereby declared the winner and returned elected.
And following the landslide victory of incumbent governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, in all 21 local government areas of the state and the just concluded polls, the governor has addressed the good people of Anambra State, thanking them for showing support and confidence in his administration. Speaking shortly after the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, declared him winner, Professor Soludo noted that his victory places him among a very small group of governors in Anambra who have secured re-election since 1999.
I want to say it again and again loudly, that with this trust, in partnership, we, over the next 4 years, can say loudly that we ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing. As I promised you, we're turning on to gear 4. The Anambra spirit is different. The Anambra spirit is what unites us. Let's, in brotherhood, embrace each other, and let's move forward. I extend my hand of fellowship, and that we're prepared to work with all of you for the greater good of the Anambra. That is the only thing that drives us. That's why I applied for the job, is to be able to ensure that together, working with all of you, and within the Anambra, we will leave this earth better than we met it. That's what drives us every day, and I believe that's what drove each and every one of you to apply also to serve in the Anambra. And now that the people have spoken, let's get back to work.
Meanwhile, some videos from the city of Awka show the governor and some excited supporters in a celebratory mood following the re-election victory. The The All Progressives Congress candidate in the just concluded Saturday's governorship election in Anambra State, Prince Nicholas Ukachukwu, has alleged some infractions ranging from intimidation and harassment of his supporters. He is yet to take a stand whether or not to accept the outcome of the election. We'll bring you details of this report in our subsequent bulletin. The African Union Development Agency New Partnership for Africa's Development, AUDA NEPAD, African Peer Review Mechanism, APRM Nigeria, has commended the peaceful and credible conduct of the Anambra State governorship election. In a statement from the Situation Room of the agency, they noted that INEC officials and materials arrived promptly at the most polling units, while the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, functioned effectively, boosting voter confidence. The overall process, AUDA NEPAD APRM Nigeria observed, was peaceful, transparent, and largely compliant with the Electoral Act 2022, while commending INEC, security agencies, civil society groups, and the people of Anambra for their exemplary conduct. Reaffirming its commitment under the AU Agenda 2063 and Nigeria's MPOA, the agency pledged continued support for participatory democracy and good governance across the country. The Deputy National Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Professor Abdulkarim Kana, is taxing youths across the country to embrace the current reforms being embarked upon by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for their educational advancement and economic empowerment. This was while addressing youths in Nasarawa State across political lines on the need for them to play active roles in the task of nation building. Bilkisu Guruku reports.
In the 13 local government areas of Nasarawa State, the youth comprised leaders from each council ward. Professor Kana notes that the reforms by the president, including the various empowerment programs and the student loan fund, is yielding the needed results, and observed that never in recent history of the country that there is conscious effort to lay a solid foundation for economic prosperity, as demonstrated by the various reforms of the federal government.
His Excellency the President, having withdrawn the subsidy and introduced a lot of very good economic policies.
Do not forget to conduct yourselves within the rings, the confines, and teachings of righteousness.
The Council remains committed to ideals and every effort that will enhance the development of the youth in the states, in particular Nigeria in general.
In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Gurku, NTA News.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has returned to Abuja after leading Nigeria's delegation to the United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP30, in Belém, Brazil, where the country reaffirmed its global climate leadership and commitment to a green transition. In a statement, Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwocha, indicates that the Vice President joined other world leaders, development partners, and business executives at the Leaders Climate Summit, hosted by the President of Brazil, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. During the summit, Vice President Shettima represented President Bola Tinubu and delivered Nigeria's statement titled The Rational Soul of Nature, calling on world leaders to recognize the economic value of nature and to channel significant finance towards protecting and restoring it through predictable, equitable, and accessible funding mechanisms. On the sidelines of the summit, Vice President Shettima held bilateral meetings on carbon market cooperation aimed at unlocking between $2.5 billion and $3 billion annually in carbon finance for Nigeria over the next decade to support the country's transition to a low-carbon economy. Nigeria is a role model for Africa, as the Zambian government has indicated interest in understudying the National Values Charter, the cornerstone of proposed Nigerian Identity Project, earlier approved by the Federal Executive Council, FEC. Kenneth Nanim reports that the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, NOA, said Nigeria, through the agency, is promoting patriotism, civic responsibility, and unity among Nigerians to share the nation's values with the global community and to change the narrow perception of leadership in Africa, typically limited to political figures, instead of encompassing civil, traditional, and moral leaders as influencers of national values. Describing Nigeria as the cultural giant of Africa, the Zambian Deputy High Commissioner, Mrs. Jennifer Mutembo, applauded the agency's commitment to providing an opportunity for Zambia to observe, learn, and possibly adopt aspects of NOA's operational methodology for national reorientation and civic education, stressing the shared African values, youth influence, and the role of media, particularly touching on cultural perceptions exported through Nigeria's creative industry. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, FCT Command, has held a town hall meeting with key stakeholders to intensify awareness on road safety during the Ember months. Correspondent Odiri Oboru Arutere reports that the FCT Sector Commander, Felix Timan, is urging motorists and road users to take responsibility for their safety.
According to the Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, Kwara Command, Muftar Irekola, the leading causes of road crashes are overspeeding, distracted driving, as well as driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol. As the Ember month enters its peak, Kwara Command of FRSC said it is poised and determined to reduce road crashes to the barest minimum through strategic action plans.
We are very happy that the program has achieved its goal. We'll now go back home now. All the suggestions, all the contributions, all the advices given, we're going to package it, process it, and take into action.
We are heading towards the Harmattan period, so we have to drive safe. Then we should not drink while driving, and we should put to practice all what we learn here today.
There were goodwill messages from various stakeholders and other sister agencies present. Members of the various transport unions also had their blood pressure checked, which was one of the purposes of the town hall meeting. The town hall meeting had as its theme, take responsibility for your safety, stop distracted driving.
I will now be joining Awal Yusuf Jibo in our Lagos Network Center to bring us more stories from that zone. Hello, Awal. It's over to you.
And welcome to Lagos. The Federal Road Safety Corps Lagos State Command has reiterated its commitment to strengthen enforcement through mobile courts, stopover operations, and continuous awareness to ensure road users' compliance with safety regulations. Sector Commander FRSC Lagos State Kehinde Hamzat emphasized this at the Ember Month Safety Campaign and Sensitization Town Hall meeting in Lagos. Diana Ajale reports.
Glory of God and for the safety on our roads.
That signifies the official flag off of the Federal Road Safety Corps Lagos State Command Ember Month Safety Campaign 2025. The theme, take responsibility for your safety. Stop distracted driving, speaks volume, emphasizing the importance of individual responsibility in preventing road accidents.
September to December have over time been wrongly associated with mythical increase in road crashes, as though crashes are caused by supernatural forces. However, the reality is far simpler and more sobering. Crashes increase because human activities intensify. Therefore, a call to action, a call to every driver, commuter, pedestrian, fleet operators, and enforcement agencies to take personal responsibility for safety.
The gathering, which brought together representatives from sister agencies, captains of industry, government officials, and transport union members, provided a platform to share ideas on the best approach in curbing the menace of road traffic crashes.
When one person abuses alcohol or is distracted whilst driving and is involved in an accident, often the people impacted is not just the person who has committed that infraction.
Please
concentrate 100% when you are driving so that you can arrive alive at your destination.
For safety, they are doing the needful. We as the society, we should do the needful too.
The FRSC has recently reported a 15% reduction in road crashes compared to the previous years. This campaign, the sector commander said, aims to achieve more success and promote safer roads across the country. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Still talking transportation. Following series of derailment that occurred on Warri-Itakpe rail axis, the Nigerian Police Railway Command Headquarters, Lagos, has paraded 2 suspected vandals caught along the corridor. Commissioner of Police, NRC Police Command Vungma Kwalmo says the command is intensifying efforts to protect the rail corridor nationwide. Bolaji Akim tells us more.
The Warri-Itakpe rail line is the longest of Nigeria's 3 modern train routes, covering more than 300 kilometers. This route has witnessed a series of train derailments, largely attributed to the activities of vandals. While calling for synergy between the corporation and states along the rail corridor, NRC Managing Director Kayode Okwefa said the corporation is stepping up its game to outsmart the vandals and restore efficient service delivery to all its corridors nationwide.
We started the consultation and we engaged some of their locals into our system, not just about security. Then the more important thing is mechanization and using technology. We also will be looking at the 2026 budget to increase the number of rail cars.
Parading suspected rail track vandals, Commissioner of Police Nigerian Railway Command Vungma Kwalmo assured the public that the command is ready to go all out against rail track vandals, disclosing that the 2 suspects were caught along the Warri-Itakpe rail corridor with rail track splits and other properties of the corporation.
There is no room for pampering any criminal. We want to use this avenue to serve as a deterrent to those people who are nursing the embers of vandalizing our railway lines, which is a very serious economic sabotage.
He said other members of the syndicate will be traced, arrested, and prosecuted. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
And that concludes our contribution from Lagos. Nationwide will continue with Asma'u in Sokoto after the break.
We are Nigeria.
To Sokoto on Nationwide. Protecting young Nigerians from deceptive migration networks remains a growing concern as many continue to fall prey to promises of quick wealth abroad. That was the focus of a sensitization campaign by the Nigeria Immigration Service Sokoto State Command, which engaged students and community leaders on the dangers of irregular migration and the need for safer legal travel pathways. Abdullahi Umar Ilelu reports.
It is clear that tackling irregular migration requires stronger collaboration with traditional rulers and youth groups who remain most vulnerable to traps of irregular migration syndicates. This prompted the Nigeria Immigration Service to activate its sensitization drive in Sokoto that brought together students and community leaders to expose the tricks of traffickers and promote safer migration choices. Controller General Nigeria Immigration Service, Kemi Nanananda, presented a paper on the dangers of migrant smuggling, advising youths to always ensure proper documentation before embarking on any journey.
Kidnapping, financial risk, health hazards, then organ harvesting, all these are involved, these are the dangers, yes. So in going through this process in the wrong way.
The Controller Nigeria Immigration Service, Sokoto Command, reaffirmed the service's determination to curb human smuggling, through sustained public enlightenment and intelligence sharing.
These vulnerable youth are being smuggled out of the country. Some of them are being subjected to slavery. More especially the female are being subjected to fornication, adultery.
Participants commended the initiative and pledged to intensify awareness on the risks of irregular migration.
I will advise me and the other younger people in this time for them to follow a right way for traveling.
As you being a citizen of the country, you're supposed to abide by the rules and regulations.
They described the campaign as timely, emphasizing that sustained awareness and community involvement remain vital in achieving the desired results. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
Women in rural communities of Kebbi State will now have easier access of healthcare services as wife of the Kebbi State Governor, Nafisa Nasir Idris, launches a free rural emergency services and maternal transport program to enhance maternal and child health. Hassana Abubakar Koko reports that the program is part of ongoing efforts to reduce maternal and child mortality rates across the state. The report.
The initiative, launched at the General Hospital Argungu, provides 6 ambulances dedicated to offering free emergency transport for pregnant women and children in need of urgent medical attention. The program is designed to reduce maternal and child mortality, particularly among women living in hard-to-reach communities. The ambulances will provide free emergency transport for pregnant women and children, while the National Union of Road Transport Workers will support timely coordination and deployments to ensure quick access to hospitals across the state. I'm calling on women to take advantage of this program. Please ensure that you come to the hospital whenever the need arises, so you can receive proper care. The Commissioner for Health, Samaila Yakubu Augi, describes the initiative as a laudable step that will further strengthen healthcare delivery at the grassroots level.
The initiative is designed to bridge the gap in emergency medical care, particularly in rural areas where access to health services are limited.
Highlights of the event was the official unveiling of the ambulances by the wife of the governor. From Argungu, Kebbi State, Hassana Abubakar Koko, NTA News.
And that's it from here. It's back to Chinenye in Abuja for the continuation of the news.
Many thanks, Asmau. The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, Dr. Mui Aino, in collaboration with the Governor of Kogi State, has inaugurated 80 revitalized primary healthcare facilities and handed over essential medical equipment and commodities to the Kogi State government to enhance healthcare delivery. The revitalized facilities, upgraded under the World Bank-supported Impact Project in partnership with the NPHCDA, is aimed at expanding access to quality, affordable and reliable primary healthcare services across the state. Dr. Aina commended Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo for his visionary leadership and steadfast commitment to improving healthcare delivery in Kogi State, while lauding the state's health team for their dedication and professionalism. The Executive Director reaffirmed the agency's commitment to continued partnership with the Kogi State government, expressing confidence that the state's sustained investment in primary health care will contribute significantly to improved health outcomes and national development. In a move to combat hunger and malnutrition in Katsina State, Governor Diko Umaru Rada has flagged off the distribution of 90,000 bags of grains to vulnerable households. The initiative is a direct response to the current economic hardship affecting families and the rising rate of malnutrition among children in the state. Awal Haliru reports.
These efforts of the Katsina State government, the governor says, is a moral and spiritual responsibility that requires collective action and compassion. The beneficiaries of the distribution were carefully identified using verified data from the Primary Healthcare Development Agency, community-level committees, and the Committee on Malnutrition.
Nothing less than 150 people are going to benefit from there. Is the plan of building a factory of Tom Brown in the state to overcome the issue.
Muna godiya ga gwamna Dukwa Umar Radda da wannan taimako da ya bada. Ubangijin mu Allahu Allah kai mashi jagoranci.
Governor Dukwa Radda revealed that the state government is also implementing several interventions to strengthen healthcare delivery.
Measures taken by the Katsina state government has reduced the level of malnutrition in the state to something about 8 to 10%.
And MSF will always be available to continue running its program and support those initiatives.
The grant distribution is part of the administration's social protection and food security drive. In Katsina, Awal Halaru, NTA News.
And the federal government's war against malnutrition has gained momentum in Yobe State with the inauguration of the State Council on Nutrition 774 initiative. At the instance of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Public Health, Uju Rochas Anka, the council is tasked with driving efforts to reduce malnutrition and improve the health and well-being of the state's citizens. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
Initiated by the federal government, the Nutrition 774 initiative is part of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, designed to achieve a well-nourished Nigeria. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Public Health, who visited Yobe State to promote the initiative, stressed that malnutrition is a national emergency requiring collective and collaborative efforts to address.
Our role is to support you with policy tools, technical expertise, and partnerships. We want Yobe to own this initiative, champion it, and make it a legacy for your own administration.
We have also integrated nutrition-sensitive interventions into the state's health, education, and social protection program, as well as the skill acquisition program, the State Ministry of Women Affairs, being part of the state recovery program of building a healthy population.
With the establishment of Yobe State Council on Nutrition 774 initiative, authorities say the state is poised to strengthen its collaboration with the federal government and deliver impactful nutrition services to communities at the grassroots level. In Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
In a renewed effort to tackle unemployment and promote self-reliance among young people, 160 youths from Kafin Hausa local government area have successfully completed a 5-week vocational training program in various trades. Mohammed Musa Askera reports that the initiative aligns with the Jigawa state government's vision of reducing poverty by 10% annually.
The 5-week intensive training covered diverse skills areas including ICT and digital literacy, catering, leatherworks, handset repairs, solar installation, tailoring, welding, plumbing and tiles making, all designed to equip the beneficiaries with practical income-generating skills. At the closing ceremony, the beneficiaries received empowerment tools, laptop computers, plumbing kits and tile-making equipment, among others, to enable them start their own businesses immediately. Governor Umar Namadi reiterated that the program is in line with his administration's strategic policy of reducing poverty by 10% annually.
This is something that is part and parcel of our administration agenda, and we continue to expand this from time to time to ensure that all the youth in Jigawa State have something to depend on.
There is equipment here that I have never seen before, but it is here today. We thank you, Your Excellency.
While in Kafin Hausa, Governor Umar Namadi took his time to inspect the ongoing construction of Sangai Mega School and Government Day Science and Technical College, designed to expand access to education and avail Al-Majri the opportunity for combined education. From Duty, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
It is often said that to render help is human, and determined to render selfless services to humanity, a group of women from Etsako community in Edo State have come together under the aegis of Aleye Women Social Club Abuja branch to raise funds to help the less privileged and vulnerable groups in the community and the society. This inauguration marks the beginning of function of these women as members of Aleye Women Social Club of Nigeria. They have come together not just to make a social impact in their community, Wekbawana, a Sako community in Edo State, but also to empower widows, the less privileged and other vulnerable groups in the community and the society.
We formed this club to help others and help ourselves as well.
As it's coming to December now, we'll go to all these motherless babies' homes, widows, and give them gifts.
It's a nice thing for seeing women gathering themselves together to form a union or social club, and I share their vision to encourage them so that other people will follow suit.
The motive is commendable, but these women, as you have seen today, have proven beyond doubt that they are as capable of doing what men can do. The motive is commendable, but these women, as you have seen today, have proven beyond doubt that they are as capable of doing what men can do.
Its membership is open to women of Wekbawama by birth and by marriage. In Abuja, Chinenye Nwoye, NTA News. This is nationwide on the network service of the NTA. We'll take a break here. There will be more reports when we return. This day.
The Renewed Hope Initiative RHI presents the RH
stipulates.
Many thanks for staying on. Operatives of a Special Operations Unit of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, have arrested a wanted drug lord after months of intelligence and surveillance on him and his criminal drug activities. Sawa Khalil Ibrahim reports that 2 elderly citizens were also arrested on drug-related offenses.
The 40-year-old drug kingpin is alleged to have been initially arrested and charged for drug offenses in the United Kingdom, but jumped bail and escaped to Nigeria to set up a massive clandestine laboratory in the Lekki area of Lagos State for an illegal production of Colorado, a deadly synthetic cannabis and other illicit substances. He, however, ran out of luck when he walked into the waiting hands of NDLEA operatives at the Lagos airport while attempting to board his flight to Saudi Arabia for the Lesser Hajj. He was arrested alongside his partner and a suspect. In Niger State, NDLEA operatives intercepted another suspect in a Volvo truck along Kainji-Wawa Road while conveying 87,000 pills of tramadol and 72 kilograms of skunk, a strain of cannabis. Meanwhile, a 73-year-old grandpa was arrested in a cannabis plantation in Isako East local government area of Edo State, where 1,459.75 kilograms skunk was destroyed and 5.6 kilograms of same substance evacuated. Similarly, a 70-year-old grandma was snapped in Yanagua, Bayelsa State, with 5 kilograms skunk. The NDLEA describes the dismantling of the clandestine laboratory as the first in the series of its operational strikes against merchants of death who prey on the weak in the society. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Africa stands as a decisive junction and must confront threats to security and stability head-on. Coordinator, National Center for Counter-Terrorism, Major General Adamu Garba Laka, stated this during a high-level engagement with the African Union, stressing that no nation is safe until every nation is secure, underscoring the need for collective responsibility in tackling terrorism and violent extremism across the continent.
Juncture in its security trajectory. The threats we face are transnational, asymmetric, and constantly evolving. Instability in one country inevitably spills across borders, affecting trade, migration, and human security. For this reason, no nation is safe until every nation in our region is secure.
This position was reinforced by Ambassador Bankole Adeoye, the AU Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, who emphasized that continental cooperation is the only way to safeguard Africa's future.
Is to have this center as an African Union Center of Excellence, for you to be able to walk across the various 5 regions of our continent, making sure that the bad guys do not control our sovereignty. And we, as the African Union, we are ready. The terrorists cannot take over our continent, and we cannot afford any inch of space for them.
The Benue State Police Command says it has arrested 181 suspects, rescued kidnapped victims, and recovered cache of arms during sustained clearance operations across the state from mid-September 2025. Commissioner of Police Ifeanyi Emenari disclosed this during an interface with divisional police officers and other high-ranking operatives at the police officers' mess, Makudi. Blessing Omeche Ebute tells us more.
The Benue State Police Command has continued to intensify its operations against criminality across the state to ensure the sustenance of the relative peace for which the state is known for. Commissioner of Police Ifeanyi Emenari disclosed that within the period under review, operations carried out across the state resulted in the arrest of over 180 suspected criminals, including 23 kidnapped victims, 39 armed robbery suspects, 70 suspected bandits, recovery of cache of arms and ammunition, 3 vehicles and other items.
On 22nd October 2025, 2 suspects were arrested in Okuku local government area by the Benue State Civil Protection Guard and handed over to the police for being in possession of a human head, human lung, and human heart. They have been charged to court after police investigation.
He pointed out that as a way of motivation for the operatives to be more gallantry and professional in the discharge of their duties, 445 officers were promoted, some of whom are being decorated. In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
Disruption will always evolve. Technology will keep shifting, but credibility remains timeless. Because crisis does not create reputation, it reveals it. Those were the words of Brigadier General Sani Kukasheka, retired, at the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, FCT Chapter's 35th anniversary celebration and PR Solution Spotlight. Haman Jabani reports.
With the theme Strengthening Professional Reputation, Influence and Impact in an Era of Disruption, the 25th anniversary celebration of the NIPR FCT Chapter PR Solution Spotlight provides a platform, brainstorm and proffer practical solutions to the challenges public relations practitioners face in serving employers, clients, and the wider society.
PR Solution Spotlight is designed to give back to our members.
Drawing from his experience as Director of Army Public Relations from 2014 to 2019, Brigadier General Sani Kukasheka, retired, spoke on communicating credibly in the era of disruption, practical PR solutions from the front lines.
But very powerful policy. We are the first, to break our story, and we are punctual, and most importantly, we are forthright. And it came with great cost anyway. So we own our narratives, even the bad news.
The charge to practitioners is clear: be honest, grounded, hybrid, and credible while guiding professional reputation. Haman Jabani, NTA News.
The federal government is tightening measures through relevant agencies to boost local content, promote made Nigeria products. This is as the informal sector remains a key driver of Nigeria's economy. Muplank Dakok reports.
The informal sector in Nigeria is said to account for an estimated 57.7% of gross domestic product in 2022. It remains the major provider of jobs for Nigerians. Despite this potential, the informal sector is faced with challenges.
You can imagine maybe a policy for medium business, and then you are telling an SME to come and also have that kind of policy. So I implore the government to engage one-on-one with these entrepreneurs, hear from them, and create a policy that can better their business, not put them on a tight spot to grow.
The Standard Organization of Nigeria says it is tightening every loose end to ensure that local content thrives.
Small manufacturers are giving special concession in the area of even the fees they pay for certification and all that, so that at least they can be able to have their product certified to enable them compete favorably even with the bigger enterprise.
It's not just about producing what Nigeria needs for Nigerians, but producing what, yes, Nigerians need and also what the world needs, so that we can plug into that international network of productivity.
These initiatives are targeted towards ensuring that Nigerians buy Nigerian products and grow the economy.
The National Pension Commission, PENCOM, says it will continue to sustain dignity and security for Nigerian workers and retirees under the Contributory Pension Scheme. Director General of the Commission, Omolola Olawarara, gave the assurance in Owerri at a sensitization workshop for civil servants, pension desk officers and retirees in the Southeast Zone on the workings of the contributory scheme. Loretta Arinze Egwim's report is here presented.
Since the establishment of the National Contributory Pension Scheme in 2004, under the National Pension Reform Act, the National Pension Commission has continued to deliver on its mandate of speedy access to retirement benefits of the Nigerian workers. And to continue to ensure more efficiency in its service delivery, the PENCOM, in collaboration with the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, organized this workshop to sensitize these employees, pension desk officers and retirees in the Southeast Zone. The workshop is targeted at enlightening the stakeholders on key interventions and reforms introduced by the Commission to make pension scheme less cumbersome for Nigerian workers.
We are working towards cashing this bond. Before the end of the year, this bond will be converted into cash. Everybody that is owed arrears will be paid in full.
We are just thanking God now that the issue of delay of payment of this pension is going down gradually.
The event featured an interactive session.
Ahmad Abdulkadri Maulud and Fozia Yakubu Adamu have emerged winners of the male and female categories at the end of the Adamawa State Quranic Recitation Competition with cash gift and to perform Lesser Hajj. Bilkisu Abubakar reports that the competition is meant to enhance Quranic memorization, especially amongst youths, for spiritual upliftment of the society.
The Adamawa State Quranic Recitation Competition is a deliberate effort to encourage the practice of Quranic memorization among youths, fostering unity and peaceful coexistence. The week-long event attracted over 200 contestants from 21 local government areas of the state, competing in 6 categories.
Alhamdulillah, today is the day I achieved my dream.
I feel very excited, and all thanks go to the Almighty Allah who made me be the part of the winners of this competition.
Dr. Bashir Imam Maliu highlighted the spiritual impact of the recitation of the glorious Quran and advocated for the introduction of Department of Islamic and Arabic Studies at the Adamawa State University so that Muslims can have greater opportunities to acquire Islamic knowledge, so as to be spiritually grounded in realities of life and the fear of Allah. In Yola, Bilkisu Abubakar, NTA News.
Elena Rybakina stuns world #1 Arena Sabalenka to scoop the biggest tennis payoff in history at the WTA in Saudi Arabia. Let's now join Suleiman Musa for more on Sports Update.
The 10th edition of the annual Lagos Women Run held Saturday with about 8,000 women taking part in the 10-kilometer race. The run, which took off at the Tafawa Balewa Square as early as 7 a.m. in the morning, terminated at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Onikan, where Alabi Aminat Adenike made history by becoming the first Lagosian to win in a time of 39 minutes, and 25.8 seconds.
2023, I have to go and give birth and come back. That let me go off for 2 years. So I started training this 2025 January, and I said I want to meet up in this Lagos Women Run.
Meanwhile, a festive of nostalgic atmosphere filled the FIFA Gold project of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja as veteran football analyst Jacob Oyekale celebrated his 50th birthday with an exhilarating novelty match. The game officially kicked off by Kayode Adeniyi, General Manager, NTA Sports 24, saw Jacob Oyekale selected friends defeat All Stars International Abuja 5-1 in an entertaining encounter that blended fun, flair, and friendship.
Nigeria has potential, that Nigeria should realize its full potential in sports.
And finally, Elena Rybakina claimed the biggest payday in women's tennis history by beating world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in straight set in the WTA finals. The 26-year-old produced a stunning display to overcome 4-time Grand Slam winner Sabalenka 6-3, 7-6 in Saudi Arabia. Both players came through the tournament undefeated. The prize money on offer was a record-breaking £3.9 million, the largest payoff offering in women's tennis history. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu congratulates Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo on his re-election as the governor of Anambra State, saying the overwhelming victory he recorded in Saturday's poll has now made him the third governor in the state's political history to win a second term. President Bola Tinubu also congratulates the people of Anambra State, the security agencies, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on the peaceful and successful conduct of the governorship election. Professor Soludo's re-election is a demonstration of his visionary leadership and the significant progress the state has made under his guidance. Governor Soludo, the solution, has demonstrated that indeed knowledge is power and that academic principles can be applied in serving the people, underscoring accountability, transparency, and prudent management of people and resources. And that concludes Nationwide today. We thank you so much for being a part of it. We'll now leave you with Governor Soludo's victory dance.
Social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless. It becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media